Nicole, thanks. Good news. Now let's bring in Dr. Stephen Thomas, our good friend, head of infectious diseases at Upstate University Hospital. He's with us via Skype tonight. Thanks for joining us again, Dr. Thomas.
Thanks for having me.
So mixed news coming in and out. I think one of the things that's probably most disappointing and how much you rely on it, I guess, is up to each person. But our social distancing grade has dropped down to a C-. That's got to be disappointing for people like you.
It is, and as the county executive mentioned today, it's a surrogate, right? We use these cell phones and the signals that are pinging off of the different towers as a surrogate of both individual and population level mobility. So we like to look at trends, right? And yeah, the trend is that we're kind of bouncing around. We were at a B, solid B actually, a little bit earlier on in this fight, and now we're continuing to remain around a C or a C-. And they look at three different parameters, and one of the parameters is actually person-to-person engagement, and they of course can't confirm that two people are standing within 6 feet of one another, but they do know when two cell phone signals are within 6 feet of one another. And so yeah, there are some concerning trends.
Improvements, whether it's testing. Also, fill us in on this local infection project model that might help us figure out where this thing is, where it may be going, where it's been.
Right. So, we have, as a medical university, we have a Department of Public Health and Preventive Medicine, and then we have epidemiologists. And so if, I'm a physician that takes care of individual patients, these are doctors that take care of populations. And so one of the things that they have been doing is kind of creating these models, and we've seen them in, here's one right here. We've seen them on social media, and people are reacting to them. So just to remind everybody, what these curves are looking at is the number of infections by day and two different scenarios. So you have the red curve, which represents a scenario where we are kind of close to this one, where on average an infected person could infect 1.6 other people. And so the curve is very high, it's very steep, it peaks in around the summer, and then it eventually trails off after many people have been infected. The other curve represents if half of the population were to practice the physical distancing the way the county executive and the mayor are asking. And in this case, then what you're looking at is on average one infected person infecting only 1.3 people. Now, the yellow curve, obviously, it goes out a little bit longer over time, but the peak is much less severe. So I don't know if you can bring up the next curve. One more, please. Right, so this isn't projecting super well, but basically what you see is this is kind of the so what of those curves. ICU bed capacity, so that is our ability to take care of people in the intensive care unit. And this is not just people who have COVID. This is people who get into car accidents or have heart attacks or have strokes, etc. That capacity and where we exist right now, which is about 130, 140 beds, in either of these scenarios has the potential that we could be overwhelmed, and that would not be a good thing. But if you go back to the other curve, which you just had up there, this is what is possible, right? So it's not, I know people get, they get a little deflated when they see these curves that go on into the summer, or they see these huge peaks, or they hear us talk about potential healthcare systems being potentially overwhelmed. But this is a curve that represents what is possible. And this looks at if 70% of the population, at least, were to strictly adhere to the physical distancing recommendations and guidance that's being provided by our elected officials and your people like me. Here you see that on average, one infected person would not even infect one person. You see that R number is 0.8. So what this means is the peak of the curve would occur much sooner, and essentially viral transmission would die out. The curve would decline in a very steep fashion, and we would be in a much better position much sooner. So we've only been showing you those other curves. We've received feedback from the community. We've responded to it by showing you what is possible.
So the bottom line, I mean, continue to follow social distancing guidelines and stay at home. It's more important now than ever. Again, we've talked about this a number of times. The more we do it now, and as painful as it is, the better it's going to be long term for us.
You're absolutely correct. And I'll just, to the analogy that Dr. Fauci uses, now is the time to step on the gas, right? So now we are actually seeing some of the benefit of the work that people have been putting into it. We need there to be positive influence for those people that are actually physically distancing. Get your neighbors and get your friends and people that may not be physically distancing, get them to do it, because we can be on that blue curve if we just really come together as a community and do that. And then it makes what the county executive was talking about today about planning for potential reopening. It makes that more and more of a possibility, and it makes that possibility sooner in time.
Dr. Thomas, as always, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. We will see you again very soon, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you.